Draymond Green scored his 21st point of the night on a Dirk Nowitzki-like one-legged fadeaway, and I've never said that out loud before. No one on the planet's ever said that out loud before. Draymond scoring a huge fadeaway Dirk-like bucket in a playoff game. So let's just start with something we've never said before. Welcome to the Damon Bruce Show here on Damon Bruce Plus. Welcome to all the Plusers. It's good to see you in here. So many get in early. We really appreciate that. Have a little chit-chat before we get going on the chats. So many of you were there last night for the AMP show that I did, rockin' New Year's Eve. I saw you try to get in there. We'll work on it as the playoffs go along. I can promise you that. What a game for the Golden State Warriors. I told you, 9 keys to victory, and basically all 9 kind of happened. All 9 kind of happened last night. Maybe one didn't. We'll get to the one that I might have missed, but an extraordinary game for the Warriors because I told you the winner of Game 5 goes on to win this series. Warriors won Game 5. Game 6 is going to be Friday at Chase Center, and the Warriors have a chance to extinguish the beam once and for all this year. And, man, what a game last night. The winner of Game 5, when a series is tied 2-2, usually goes on to win that series. So the Warriors, they got a little history going for them now. They got to feel really good about that one. There's no doubt. We'll get the official NBA scroll up and going, baby, because we are at it. We got a Game 6 Friday at Chase Center. Tip-off is going to be at 5 o'clock. Get out of work early if you got tickets. Get there early. It is going to be a massive opportunity for the Warriors to close this one out because as good as they were on the road last night, I don't think they want to be testing their road acumen in a Game 7 up in Sacramento. But, boy, they play like last night. Maybe they could do that if they needed to. We talked about how Curry and Clay had to be their usual selves. They were their usual selves. So checkpoint 1, check. We talked about how Andrew Wiggins and Kevon Looney needed above usual production. Andrew Wiggins, huge buckets all night long. Just getting back into the game or keeping a comfortable lead. Not that the lead was ever that comfortable, but keeping in front by more than 2 possessions. It looked like Andrew Wiggins hit that bucket most of the night. And I'll tell you, Kevon Looney is just a rebounding machine. Dude, Kevon goes from back of the statue to maybe front line of the entire team statue. He has been amazing in this series. We had that last night. Point number 2, check. Point number 3 was Draymond needed to be locked in and focused on both ends. And my friends, you've been watching Warriors basketball as long as I have. And that is one of the 2, 3, 4 best games Draymond's ever had in this entire dynastic run for the Golden State Warriors. He comes off the bench and plays great basketball basically all night long for Golden State. So point number 3, check. I'm officially 3 for 3. This is where I prove once again that I might know more about this team than just about anybody else when it comes to predicting what they need to win on any given night. I told you that turnovers were going to be the death of the Golden State Warriors. The magic number I set, and you can check the tape, I set it at 15. I said for the Warriors to win this game, they need to be under 15 turnovers, 14 turnovers for the Golden State Warriors last night. Check. 4 for 4. 5, I said the Warriors needed one of the following 3 guys to really, really show up tonight. Dante DiVincenzo, Moses Moody, or Gary Payton. DiVincenzo had the worst plus-minus for the Warriors, but he wasn't bad when he was out there. He really wasn't. He was out there covering for Curry's rest, which we all know is always an adventure. Gary Payton II did the same thing, and he had the good game off the bench. 8.6 rebounds, neither a gaudy total, but it felt like every point was scored in a crucial moment. Every rebound either kept an offensive possession alive or secured the defensive rebound to extinguish a possession which might have bitten the Warriors had he not pulled down that rebound. So it wasn't a lot of minutes. It wasn't big production from Gary Payton, but timely production. So I'm officially 5 for 5 here. Number 6, I told you that anything up in Sacramento from Jonathan Kuminga would just be gravy. I don't know why this light keeps on blinking behind me. It's kind of got a mind of its own. Let me just calm this bad boy down. Hold on. Relax, Plus light. Relax. Calm down. Frickin' calm down, everybody. Calm down. I told you that anything from Jonathan Kuminga would be gravy. He might not even play, and this light's got a mind of its own. It's not. Tell this light it's not Club Plus time. We might have to just say, relax. This is what happened. I think this is. This thing's got a mind of its own. Anyway, anything from Kuminga would be gravy. Gravy. He didn't even get into the game. That was a coach DNP. So obviously, the full faith and confidence of Jonathan Kuminga was fully expressed by him not playing in such a pivotal game by Steve Kerr, who shortened his bench to basically 8 guys, with Draymond being one of those guys coming off the bench. So I believe at this point I am 6 for 6. Number 7. I said you got to keep De'Aaron Fox under 30 points in his just the tip game. He came out, looked really good, and then had a terrible fourth quarter where he didn't score a point. Got to keep him under 30. He had 24 points. 24 points. So your boy at this point is 7 for 7. This is the one thing where I might have gotten it wrong. Number 8, I said you got to keep Malik Monk in check. You cannot let him go off, have a good game. Malik had 21 off the bench. Monk was good, and he might have had more had he not tweaked his knee a little bit, got caught up under him to start the fourth quarter. He kept on playing, but it felt like that affected maybe his movement a little bit, how he felt about everything a little bit. So maybe I got that one wrong. So out of my 9 keys to victory, I'm 7 out of 8. My 9th key to victory was simple, just saying that winning DNA had to drip off the Golden State Warriors, and it did. It did. It had been non-existent, essentially, on the road all year long. It was existent. Frickin' light again. I think I just need to turn it off so I stop getting distracted. Sorry. Relax. You're suspended. Maybe we'll get back to the light for Club Plus, but that comes a little bit later. Every single drop of winning DNA that the Golden State Warriors had was on display last night. The big 3, the big 4. I mean, I think we got the big 5 now because Wiggins has joined the party officially, and Kevon Looney's in the club. You know, Ray used to say he's on scholarship now. He's on full scholarship. That guy's a made man, and you can just see Steve Kerr beaming. We talked about the players that maybe weren't developed, haven't turned out quite like anyone expected. Well, Kevon Looney is the yin to that yang because he is doing everything this team needs from him in big moments in the playoffs, and he's been doing that for years now. So a really, really good game out of him. The Warriors last night got it done. I just want to look at this fourth quarter. Just this fourth quarter, because that was a hell of a fourth quarter. The Warriors are up 9. It's their biggest lead of the game starting the fourth quarter. That's when Monk gets his knee kind of caught up underneath his own body. He hurt himself. He walked to the bench. Looked like it might have been really bad. I'm glad it wasn't. We don't want to see anyone else injured in this series, that's for sure. Looney had a block on a De'Aaron Fox floater. That's the first time that shot of his, and that's a weapon for him. I mean, I'm not saying it's the sky hook and unstoppable because Looney did stop it, but that floater's been floating right into the nylon for De'Aaron Fox this entire season. Looney had his one block on that shot. And again, Fox did not score in the fourth quarter. GP2 comes with an offensive rebound that he turns into a layup. That gives the Warriors their first double-digit lead of the night. And again, this is where some fresh legs really helped the Warriors because Ragu and GP2, they had fresh legs, lots of hop, lots of bounce in their game, and they made some big plays mid-fourth quarter for the Warriors when they needed it. A kudos to Tony Brothers. Tony Brothers, who was the lead official last night, had De'Aaron Fox teched up early in the game, and there was a tie-up between Fox and Draymond Green in that fourth quarter where a younger, less experienced referee might have started handing out double techs again, and Fox would have been ejected from that game. Tony Brothers did a great job of talking to Fox, talking to Draymond, talking to anyone who was losing their cool late. I love an NBA official who is there to diffuse problems, not enthuse or exacerbate, I guess is the word, problems. Looking for a reason to keep players in the game is what I want in playoff games from these officials. Tony Brothers did a very good job last night. You got Steph Curry hitting a floater. That was good. A Kings bucket, a nearly get a steal. Curry gets it back. He finds Wiggins, who drives to the rim for a Euro step. That was a big layup from Wiggins in the fourth. Game gets a little sloppy then. Game gets sloppy. I think we even had a moment in the game in the third quarter where Stan Van Gundy, or it was Stan Van Gundy, called it a little bit of a turnover fest. This is where, again, I started the show saying Draymond scores his 21st point on a fadeaway jumper that looked like a Dirk jumper. Never said that before out loud. Then he gets a steal on Davion Mitchell. Warriors are by 3. Clay hits maybe the shot of the game, that deep corner fadeaway. You thought it was a 3, but his toe was on the line, so it was 2. That put the Warriors up 5. Fox with the turnover. So you got the 5-point lead for the Warriors, 3 minutes to play. They got to close it out, and you know what? They do it. That 5-point lead goes down to 3 with a Sabonis dunk. Then Looney gets called for an offensive foul. The ball shouldn't have been in his hands where he was on the court. He was at the top of the key. Clay sort of put him in a bad situation by passing back to him. I would have almost seen Clay unleash a 35-footer because he was hitting 30-footers last night. But Clay, instead of taking a bad shot, tries to get it to Looney. Looney gets called for an offensive foul. Kerr, he reviewed that call. The call was upheld. So unsuccessful on the review, but it's a timeout, so he gets everyone a blow, which is needed because guys are giving it the office here late in the fourth quarter. Wiggins, maybe the biggest bucket of the night. He knocks down a fadeaway 3, so that 5-point lead is now intact. 30 seconds left, and that's when Steph Curry, not since a Clipper series years ago where he put Chris Paul in a blender and spun him around with a little, dribble clinic, Curry dribbled through the entirety of, the Kings' perimeter defense. He basically dribbles around their low post defense like they're folding chairs in basketball practice. Keeps on dribbling, curls around, layup, and one. Steph Curry. First name Stephen, last name Curry. Came into our life. Everything was less blurry. See, I missed my soundboard. But, man, that was just incredible. Incredible last night. He puts on that clinic. It's 122-114. Curry's fired up. The Warriors are up 8, and basically at that point it is good night, Sacramento. The only beam you're going to be seeing is in the bar when you go for that bottle of whiskey. Should be blackened by Metallica, though. I'm just going to put that out there. But I'll tell you, the way the Warriors closed that out, that was fantastic. Curry had 10 in the fourth quarter. Fox had 0 in the fourth quarter. That's a recipe to winning. And a team that won 11 road games all year long wins their biggest road game of the year. I would have said this if the Kings had won last night. The winner of last night's game wins this series. I think the Warriors now, I think the entire NBA world is expecting the Warriors to come back and win this thing on their home court Friday night. Hopefully they do. As good as that game was, I don't want to test the Warriors' mettle once again in a Game 7 up in Sacramento. Close this bad boy out Friday night in 6. That is my official recommendation. And right now, the Golden State Warriors, according to Bet-Online, have the third best odds to win the NBA championship. That is how much juice that feels like they've got now back underneath their legs. Down 0-2 in the series to winning 3 in a row. I said Warriors in 6 before the series even started. We ain't coming off that now because they win Friday night. That's exactly what they've done. They've won this series in 6. If they win on Friday night, defending their home court, where quite often this year they've looked like a very, very good team. So hopefully that very good team is on full display Friday night. It should be raucous in there. It should be an awful lot of fun. Just looking at how the NBA played out last night, the Memphis Grizzlies get a little credit for defending their home court. They overwhelmed a fully out of gas LeBron James, a very good game out of Anthony Davis. But LeBron was out of gas. The Lakers ran out of gas. The younger, more athletic Memphis Grizzlies took advantage of the gas that they had still in their tank, and they go on to beat the Lakers, setting up a Game 6 in that series at You actually changed it to crypto.com arena? Ah, okay, fine. Makes Staples sound charming at this point. But that is a Game 6, 2 Game 6s, both in the state of California on Friday night. Last night, Jimmy Buckets, dude, he continues to battle for a Devin Booker straight up for first-round MVP status. Jimmy Butler made a shot in Milwaukee last night to send that game to overtime that if Jimmy does go to the Hall of Fame one day, I think they start the highlight package with that shot. It was a full-on throw it up towards the rim. You got 2 seconds, less than that, to get this shot off Jimmy, and he catches it while he's falling down, hits a bank shot to win, or not win the game, but send the game to overtime, where the Miami Heat go on to win, eliminating the Milwaukee Bucks, the 1 seed. And look, I love Giannis. I saw the highlight of him talking about how sports is a journey. You can't just focus on the destination. The season wasn't a failure. I love you, Giannis. Your season was a fucking failure. Sports are about winning, especially when you're the 1 seed against an 8 who got in during a play-in. The Miami Heat become the first team to advance past the first round as a play-in participant. The Lakers are going to try to do that coming up on Friday night if they can get past the Memphis Grizzlies. But the Heat and the Knicks, they ended their first-round series last night. The Warriors, again, they're going to try to extinguish the beam once and for all Friday at Chase Center. It was a hell of a game. Real quick, let's go and see what's going on in the chat. I know that there were a lot of people in early. Thank you very much. If you tuned in to that AMP show like East Bay Ricardo did, he knows it was hot fire. Your boy gives pregame, postgame better than anybody else. Plus, the taste in music is just off the charts. I put together a playlist last night that has never been assembled in the history of the world. I can guarantee you that the songs that I put together in the sequence in which I put them together have never been played in that order in the history of the planet. A one-time happening in the billions of seconds of existence. The playlist that I put on AMP last night is the first and only of its kind. Maybe at the end of today's show in Club Plus, I'll take you through it step by step because it was hot fire emojis. Hot fire emojis. Damon, thank you very much for the wrap-up. Been waiting for this overnight for this moment. Look, this is what we do. This is what we do. I used to do it on the Warriors flagship, but they decided can't afford that guy's brilliance, so here we are now doing it for you. And it's good to be here for you. Absolutely it is. I'll tell you, this is just – I love the playoffs in the NBA. I love them. And this was fantastic. Dylan, thank you so very, very much. Love being able to listen to you during my work hours, not just in the car. Of course, everything we do here on the Damon Bruce Show is put up in podcast form for you to enjoy. So you've got that going for you on your drive home if you can't make it here live. That's the beauty of this new medium. I put the show out there. You use it when it's most convenient for you. That's the way it should go. That's the way it should go. East Bay Ricardo says, can't wait for that show tomorrow. Here's the thing. I'm at a concert tomorrow night. I'm taping the game. Can't make it to Chase Center tomorrow night for Game 6. I got to take care of the wife who's been taking care of me. Jillian has been unbelievable here. We want to go to a show. We're going to a show. And look, to be totally honest with you, as big as a Game 6 possible closeout moment feels against the Kings, if the Lakers win the next round, it's small potatoes. Warriors, Lakers, that series is probably getting a better rating than the NBA Finals. That's how big that would be. And just think for a minute here what Steph Curry and company are going to have to climb over if they're really going to reach the NBA Finals. It would be Steph beating a near mirror image of his younger Warrior team, crafted in the image of Mike Brown, who knows how the Warriors play better than anybody. So he will have beaten his mirror image if they get past the Kings. Then next round, it's either going to be LeBron and the Lakers, LeBron versus Warriors, 7.0 or however many times they faced each other in the playoffs. It would technically be for the fifth time. Yeah, the fifth time. That would be incredible. Not counting a play-in loss to the Lakers a couple years ago. It would just be incredible if that's the way it went down. Or it's still the upstart became an actual rival Memphis Grizzlies. Should the Grizzlies get past that series, then you're going to have to take out a man who nearly won a third MVP in Jokic. Or it's going to be Kevin Durant and Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. That's what Curry has to step over and company on the way to an NBA Finals. If they actually get there, unbelievable. Unbelievable. We are set up for drama and storylines no matter how it plays out. Just fantastic. Fantastic stuff. This is correct. Rockin' New Era 84 with the Kings going 8 of 12 from 3. The fact that the Warriors were only down 3 after that first quarter meant that they won the first quarter. Even though they didn't, they kind of did. They certainly spiritually did. Because there is no way a team should hit a franchise playoff record threes against you and you're still right in the conversation. The Kings not being up 10, 12, 15 points at the end of one is probably where they lost this game, even though we're looking at the drama that came late. Really, what they didn't accomplish early goes on to send them to the loss column, maybe more than anything else. And after going bonkers from downtown, they don't hit a 3 in the second quarter. It wasn't until Herter hit a 3 early in the third that the Kings hit another 3 after being on fire from downtown early. They get very quiet. The market adjustment, if you will, came in the second quarter. And man, just a fantastic game for the Warriors last night. True Blue Forever said, I thought that the refs were going to side with the Kings all night. I'm not saying that any fix was in, but I don't think the Warriors shot a free throw and the Kings were living at the free throw line in the fourth quarter. I got no problem with the officiating last night. I don't. And I don't think you should either. Again, I already told you that Tony Brothers did a nice job calming down what could have been, overly sensitive, aggressive situations. Very good. Carson Turner has a plight the beam here on the chat. Really, really good stuff coming through. We will get into Club Plus a little bit here because you're look at me. I'm wearing a collared shirt today. I'm going to a brunch, a business, not lunch, business brunch. And as we told you years ago, we used to use the hashtag brunch penis. Brunch penis is usually the happiest penis on the planet because, number one, it's eating bacon and eggs and pancakes and stuff. And usually if you're going out to brunch with someone, maybe you had a really good night the night before, hashtag brunch penis. This is a business meeting, though. Penis will not be involved. So really looking forward to it, though. I love brunch. You had to have been a long-time listener for any of that to have made sense. But some of you, maybe you know. Let me scroll all the way down, see if anything's happening here. No one is acknowledging Brunch Peen, which is probably good for the business. Oh, we got to acknowledge the jingle jangle coming in from Peter, the son of a Bruce, putting a 10 spot in there. Ooh, thank you very much. Smiley Dan says, Damon, you're going to go to Goose Friday? That's where we're going. That's where we're going. Smiley Dan, if you're going to be there, make sure you find me and Jillian, Mr. and Mrs. Plus, got a night out on the town. And again, what's the big deal if we got a Game 6 loose, Game 6, that turns Game 7 into the game of all games in this series. So hopefully they just get it done. Kathy knows what's up. She says, I pick Mrs. Plus over Bruce any day. Thank you very much. That is the right choice. She's the brains behind the operation. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Here we go. Brunch dongs. Rodfather, 78. Thank you very, very much. A couple of other things to let you know about here because, look, we're not going to spend too much time on baseball. It's too early in the season, especially with the way the Giants were playing, but the way the Giants are playing right now is a different thing. Giants are actually playing decent baseball all of a sudden. They've won 5 in a row. They're looking for a 4-game series sweep of the Cardinals this afternoon. We got afternoon day baseball on both sides of the Bay Bridge. It's going to be a shame we don't get to say that anymore. Fuck you, John Fisher, as always. But last night, San Francisco survived its usual beating from Paul Goldschmidt. Yeah, how the Giants never traded for Paul Goldschmidt is beyond me, because that guy feasts when he is at 24 Willie Mays Plaza. He hit 2 more home runs last night. His 15 career home runs in the Giants Park are the most by any opponent all time. So Paul Goldschmidt feasts when he's in San Francisco, but Camilo Duvall got him to a ground into a game-ending double play last night. The Giants have won 5 in a row. They're healthy. They're playing better baseball. Huzzah! They're going to Mexico this weekend. They're going to Mexico. They're taking on the Padres in Mexico. Little international flair. Should be some fun viewing of this weekend. Rarely are the A's fun to view. We all know that. They lose again yesterday, but this afternoon there is a reason to put your eyes on an A's game. Nothing to do with them, really. Shohei Ohtani is pitching this afternoon. Shohei Ohtani might be the American League Cy Young Award winner right now. He has just been unhittable up on the mound. And Oakland returns home for a 6-game homestand that basically no one will love. They got the Reds and the Mariners. That Red series could maybe draw 1,000 fans in one game. Again, what we're going for is 0 fans going to an A's game. That is the protest I want to see. 0 fans, actual major league attendance of 0. Everyone should turn their back now on that franchise, as much as it hurts. That's what you got to do, because that franchise, if it had a choice to either set your family up and take care of it or murder all of you, John Fisher would have you all murdered. That's how much he hates you. The other big thing that we got today here as we get ready to enter into Club Plus is the fact that we have, boys and girls, we have a little something we all like to call the NFL Draft starting this afternoon. Good times. Good times. If you're a big fan of the NFL all the way around, you're going to have a great time. If you're only interested in what the 49ers are going to do, you're not going to have to tune in until tomorrow. If you're a Raiders fan, this is an interesting draft for you, because what might fall and what you might do at 7 is fascinating. This is about as wide open and unpredictable top of a draft, making analysis of the back of the draft essentially just ridiculous. I mean, if you can't tell me who the 4th pick is going to be, how are you going to tell me who the 197th selection will be? I mean, just calm down, everyone. But the draft starts at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Carolina expected to take Bryce Young, quarterback out of Alabama, number 1 overall. The Texans, this is where pick number 2, start to get interesting, because they could go quarterback, or does D'Amico's defensive DNA lead him to take edge rusher Will Anderson Jr. from Alabama, or the Texans could jump on a quarterback, or they could come on round for a quarterback that might fall to them, because they also have the 12th pick in the first round. You got the Cardinals, who will jump on Anderson Jr. if he's there at number 3, you would expect. The Colts could be looking at quarterback Anthony Richardson, Will Levis, unless something happens quarterback-wise for Texas. Do they go with the safer pick, Jalen Carter, the defensive lineman out of Georgia, even though he had some baggage attached to him after the year ended? Seattle obviously won't be looking quarterback, but what they do at 5 is going to affect, how they play against the 49ers twice a year. Detroit, what are they going to do? What are the Lions going to do at 6? Do they want to get underneath, Jared Goff's feathers? Do they ruffle his feathers by selecting a quarterback? Are they looking D? Are they looking edge? Are they looking corner? And that brings us to the Las Vegas Raiders sitting there at 7, who could have a quarterback they weren't expecting falling to them. They could have C.J. Stroud fall to them, who is the quarterback from Ohio State. They should be looking defense in 9 different positions as well. So going best available defensively at that point makes an awful lot of sense for the Raiders. Like I said, it is a wide open and unpredictable first 10 picks. So it is going to be nuts once you get past those and see who is there. It is going to be a 3-day party in Kansas City. If any of you are, going, number one, you should be there right now. And if you are there right now, you should get in line for Oklahoma City Joe's right now. It's the best barbecue I've ever had. It's in a gas station right outside of Kansas City. And to say that if you want any Oklahoma Joe's, you need to basically be in line right now for that barbecue. And maybe you get some Saturday or Sunday. You're going to want to go early. The Rams, the 49ers, the Rams, the Broncos, the Browns, and the Dolphins, who had to forfeit a pick, are the 5 NFL teams without a first-round pick here as this draft begins, but things could change. Obviously, there could be trades. There's going to be a lot of movement. A fluid draft board is a draft board that draft geeks love. If you're a draft geek, you're going to have an awful lot of fun over the next 3 days. There's no doubt about that. 49ers, they've got 3 third-round choices, number 99, 101, 102. As things stand right now, no fourth-round picks. They have 3 fifth-round picks, a sixth-rounder, and 4 seventh-rounders. So a lot of back-of-the-draft, mid-draft shopping for the 49ers. And when you look at what they've done fifth round and on, it's almost better than what they've done with first-round picks. I mean, that's where you got your starting quarterback. That's where you got your starting tight end. That's where you got a lot of talent. So we'll see what the 49ers do in this draft. It should be some real fascinating stuff. That's what we got for you here on today's Damon Bruce Show. Podcasters, thank you so much for listening. Your listen-through rates are off the charts. Someone says, Damon, why don't you go longer? Well, when we turn what we do here into the podcast, my listen-through rate is borderline like 80% right now, which is golden for podcasts out there. So we need to put up some stats. Scoreboard, baby. We're doing it as it slowly grows. Let me tell you where we are from a subscriber standpoint here on YouTube. And never forget, we're on Twitch as well. And we are less than 40 subscribers away from the 5,000 subscriber mark, considering today is show number, what are we talking like? Show number 19. Show number 19. We're nearly at 5,000 subscribers. We've been doing this for a month. It's been a tremendous first month. I would love to be over 5,000 by the time we get to tomorrow's show. If you haven't subscribed, please do. If you haven't hit that like button, what is wrong with you? Hit the like button. Go ahead and comment. It certainly helps the algorithm. For all of you listening on the podcast, thank you so much. I'll be back at 11 live on YouTube on Damon Bruce Plus Friday morning. But right now, it's officially time for me to get ready for Club Plus, which means I have to tell you that sports don't build character. They reveal it. And now, it's just so stupid. But we do it. Turn this sign back on. Let's go. On. Here's the thing. When I want it on, it's... Oh, look at it, though. It knows where it is. It knows what time it is. It knows it's Club Plus time, where we go deep into what we are chatting about today here on the text line. We had so many people jump into the text line early now, before the show even starts. We got pregame, we got pre-show. Basically, I hope all of you are somewhere sitting in a parking lot grilling together. If you were hanging out on the AMP app last night, your boy was spinning a monster playlist. Listen to this playlist. These songs have never been played together in this order in recorded human history. As always, we start with my unofficially official new theme song since getting laid off. Instead of going with Jenny Was a Friend of Mine by The Killers, which still absolutely rocks. We now go with Death to a Radio Consultant by Public Enemy. It just sets the right mood for me. Don't Sweat the Technique, Eric B. and Rakim, followed by Circo Loco, Drake and 21 Savage. That gets the crowd rocking at Chase Center, maybe more than any other song during a timeout. Raise the Flag by X-Clan. As I said last night on the AMP app, as a 48-year-old white man, I like my early 90s rap angry and militant, and no band has ever fit that bill quite as well as X-Clan. She Keeps on Passing Me By was requested yesterday right here in the Club Plus, and it made the playlist by Farside. Take California, Propeller Heads, that was paying tribute to the fact that for the first time ever, we had all 4 California teams in the NBA's postseason. After that, it was Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself, Sly and the Family Stone. After that, dedicated to Memphis, because it was the first time I was on AMP after a Memphis win, Rock Steady by Aretha Franklin. And I urge you, when today's Club Plus is over, of all of these songs, go listen to Rock Steady by Aretha Franklin. It is her greatest rock vocal performance in a career that is dotted with the greatest vocal performances any woman has ever had with a microphone. It's friggin' Aretha, who, by the way, like me, is born on March 25th. Me, Aretha, Elton John, the guy who carved Mount Rushmore. How about that for a who was born on your birthday? Not bad, right? Oh, and appropriately enough, Howard Cosell. After we had Aretha, Three's a Magic Number by De La Soul, Give It Up by Casey and the Sunshine Band. It's their best song, it really is. Drop the Bomb by Brand Nubian, Legalize It by Peter Tosh. The most gangsta song ever recorded, and it was recorded in a prison just to stamp itself as the most gangsta song ever recorded. Cocaine Blues by Johnny Cash. There's another song you got to listen to today. And we always end an AMP show with a live Tweezer reprise by Fish. Last night's came from 2016, 1/2/16, Madison Square Garden during the end of a New Year's run for Fish at the Garden. And that, of course, was a tribute to the fact that the New York Knicks won as well. So there you go. What do we got? Natural Born Killers by Cube and Dre. You know what? That might make the next AMP show. No doubt about it. That's a great, great song. Great song. DJ Scratch and Sniff. Thank you very much. That used to be my old club DJ name, DJ Scratch and Sniff. my boy Rory used to have a garage right on Haight Street. He could open the garage. He had a coffin with 2 turntables in it, and I used to mess with the turntables, and people would just stragglers, passerbys would come on in and hang out. It was great. Oh, good old young man days here in San Francisco. Daniel Shabazz says, not bad at all, D. Bruce. Dude, your boy is the blue-eyed soul brother. I got more musical flavor than most ever will have. There is nothing. Listening to anything by Aretha. JB, you were raised well. Plustock, the Rodfather again. Yeah, dude, we can spin it, baby. We can spin it like no one else. Pluschilla, thank you very, very much. The Dead Prez, can you get some of them on? Yeah, I think so. I think that could absolutely happen. We got a straight up wiki. Thank you very, very much. When in doubt, pretend you're scratching. Will Club Plus be open for a visit? McBride? VIP bottle service just waiting for you, baby. You come to Club Plus. Look at it this way, McBride. You come out here. You stay with us for a week. We'll do a whole week of shows together, and you can let the people, who better than you, to officially set the record straight that your boy has got more flavor than most will ever have. Once again, Daniel, you dropping that cool water? I used to love, don't make me get the Drakkar Noir. By the way, Jillian, absolutely, gave away the DJ Scratch and Sniff old nickname last night during the chat. Dude, I want to thank the guys who were in that chat last night listening on Club Plus. I think we had more action than anybody on the AMP app just in terms of chit-chat and a little... What I love about this the most, and I really mean this is sincere. Like, I almost want to turn the lights back on so you can see how sincere I am about this. What I love about what we're doing here is not only the freedom to do whatever the hell I want to do, but it's the legitimate little community that we are building. It's been unbelievable. It's been unbelievable. Now, I haven't seen Otis Bird III here in the chat anywhere. I hope Otis is okay today. Little Hey 19. Let's shout out Steely Dan. Absolutely. But if I had to put, you know what I'm going to do? I might drop a little Steely Dan, but I got to go with Black Cow. Which of course was sampled. New York. I'm just forgetting who they are right now. I got so many things going on in my mind. 19 to shout out Debo Samuel. Yeah, there you go. Hey, 19, that's Aretha Franklin. What do we got here? We're going through. Who is spitting the good stuff? Somebody here questioning gas station barbecue. Golden State, Lakota. It is the single greatest barbecue stand in America. It's been voted that. It's been voted the best barbecue in Kansas City. There are some great barbecue places. Bryant's is fantastic. Went there. So when the San Francisco Giants were in the 2014 World Series in Kansas City, my former producer, John Goulet, and I went out there for all the games that the Giants played. We were there for 3 games. So we had ourselves a tour of every single good barbecue place in Kansas City, and we went to Oklahoma Joe's twice. If you're not there by like 10 a.m., you're in a 50 to 100 person line. And yes, it was a gas station that has grown so much because of the barbecue. It's a little bit more of a restaurant than it used to be just a gas station. And it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. It's the only time I've ever bitten into a rib and then dropped the rib because I was in like such barbecue bliss. I was having a Q-gasm. It was unbelievable. I mean, it's there's a difference between like have you ever been in a pool with someone who really, really was like on a college swim team? Or have you ever gone cycling with someone who did it like semi-pro or professional? The difference between really good and world class can be seen when you put really good next to world class. It's really good barbecue in Kansas City, but Oklahoma Joe's, oh my God, it was world class. World class. I've never tasted anything like that. It was the best. It was really, really, really the best. As you know here, East Bay Ricardo, Jillian gets what Jillian wants. She's been amazing helping you. She has been unbelievable. She's been unbelievable. And if she wants to go to see a show, and I want to see it too, tomorrow at the Warfield, we going. I mean, we also, this was before the layoff, bought expensive VIP tickets, so we got great. There's no getting out of it now. No getting out of it now. Man, let me just tell you, it's been wonderful being with you here today. And I got to go, like I said, I got a business brunch. I never want anyone who throws anything in the jar to be ignored. I want to see here if we had any other jingle jangles dropping in. Not that I'm only looking for jingle jangles, but we're about to wrap things up here, which means we got to go ahead and give everyone who gets into the tip jar the love for going in there. Somebody, here's the deal. For a guy who likes jam bands, never been a Disco Biscuits guy, he's okay. They're okay. We got someone said Damon in his own league. Yeah, I would suggest that. And now I get to do my own thing. And it's been an awful lot of fun doing it with you. It's not just my thing. It's our thing. Danny G, Jingle Jangle, putting a 10 spot in the jar. Thank you very much, Danny. Really do appreciate that. Eventually, we're going to have enough money here to go ahead and get to that new camera so you can see exactly how patchy the skin really is. Going to get deep, deep, deep into the worry lines. Look at that. Not bad, though, for a 48-year-old, right? Otis Bird III had a late business meeting. That's the only reason why he got in a little late today. Otis, we love you, baby. Absolutely love you. Hell of a game last night. You are right about that. Otis in. Look at everyone saying hello to Otis. I love that. Damon, you must have some Sly and the Family Stone. Everyday people, lots to choose. Exactly, NorCal Viking. When we get good games out of the Warriors, we're paying tribute to bands that matter from here in the Bay Area. E40, he got a little love. Oh, the Yup Nope. I didn't put that on the playlist, though, but the Yup Nope did. I don't even really like that song, but it was a good win for the Warriors last night. So we played the Warriors classic Yup Nope from E40. And someone says, get him on. Get him on. Get a Goon with the Spoon sponsorship. Turf burritos and ice cream. Isn't he also rocking lumpia left and right? I think he's a big lumpia guy. I have had his lumpia. Thank you very much, Overseas Friend Fish and Chips. Damon batting 1,000. We'll never bat 1,000. But we got an impressive average. We're doing it for power, and I'm glad that you're digging what we do. Glad you're digging what we do here. Thanks to all of you. We're gonna wrap up tomorrow strong. Look at it this way: E40 does it all. Damon from Nick J. Lumpia, wine, spirits. Maybe we can get a little something going with E40. We are following each other. I mean, everyone who's down with the Warriors has been down with Damon Bruce from day one, because when the Dunn Murphy sisters were over there at Oracle Arena stinking out the joint, who told you? Who told you? I don't think this Ike Diagu is going to be quite the first-round pick that you're hoping for. I don't think that Vonteego Cummings, again, I got history. I got history with Warriors fans, history with Niners fans, history with Larry Krueger. We did a little home and home for you yesterday, a couple of home and homes this week. I don't know if we're going to be able to crank out any more. He's getting busy. I'm getting busy. What do we got here? Damon, ever bet 1,000 on the weed? I can tell you this. I was on a slow pitch softball team, a club team, when I was at Indiana, and we didn't really try to play as hard as we tried to go to the game, sort of as fucked up as possible. Me and my friends, I'm talking about, this is Sherman, Ackerman, Brady, Chuck, Jason Mann, whose nickname was Monkey. God, who else was out there? With Bill Berkmeyer, maybe was on this team as well. We got no hit in a slow-pitch softball game. That's how decent the weed was that night in Bloomington. Very proud of that. Very proud of being no-hit in a club softball game in college. And there we are, boys and girls. There we are. Thank you very, very much. Oh, Joe Schmo. Shout out the Dunn Murphy sisters. Indeed. It was great hanging out with you today. This is the end of the dance floor here today at Club Plus. Thank you for being with us. Going to be back tomorrow live at 11 to wrap up a big week and preview what is going to be a huge one for the Golden State Warriors, trying to close out the Kings. In the meantime, normally when I go to brunch, I want things that I can't make at home. You know what a scrambled egg connoisseur I am. So I've never been like an scrambled egg at the brunch guy. I do killer pancakes. So I usually go with like an Eggs Benedict. That is a river too far for a lot of home cooking. I think I'm going waffle today at brunch. I think I'm going waffle. Belgian waffle, naked, by the way. Don't put any powdered sugar. Don't put any fruit on that. No scoop of ice cream. I want a naked Belgian waffle, butter, maple syrup, OG style. I think that's where we're going. Big side of bacon. Big side of bacon. By the way, that is another reason why Jillian and I have one of the greatest marriages ever. She doesn't like bacon. So anytime she gets a plate of bacon on anything, she comes at me and says, here's the bacon that I don't want. And that's love. That's a relationship. Damon, corned beef hash, says the Rod Father, who's all over the chat today. I do love some corned beef hash. As a matter of fact, the last time I went to this place for brunch, that is what I got, and it was okay. That's why I'm going bacon. I might have to block this person. Turkey bacon? How dare you? Turkey bacon is not bacon. we're going to end today with Jillian saying, I just want you to bring home the bacon, honey. Baby, I'm trying, and you're trying. And we got so many people helping me out trying. It means so much. Thank you for hanging out with us today here in Club Plus. And the only thing I can tell you as you go about your Thursday is that you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.